is W2FJH, bringing up the STNY Digital VoiceNet on Randomizer Talk Group 31367, Wires X Room 83721, and on Zoom. The primary purpose of the STNY Digital Voice is Net is to help and foster an active digital voice community in the Southern Tier of New York, and to provide a forum for those that are interested or have questions regarding various digital voice topics. While this net is primarily for the Southern Tier, all stations are more than welcome to check in. This net meets weekly on Sundays at 7 p.m. Again, the call is Whiskey 2 Foxtrot Juliet Hotel, and the name here is Frank. You'll first take a standby for any stations with emergency or priority traffic. Please call now. All right, nothing heard there. If there is any emergency or priority traffic during this net, please give your call sign followed by the word break spoken 2 times. Please leave a 4 to 5 second pause between transmissions for breaking stations or for those who wish to disconnect this talk group. This is a direct net. The format will follow announcements, questions, and comments. This net utilizes NetLogger, which can be found at netlogger.org. NetLogger is not required, and we will take additional voice check-ins. For more information about this net or to join the Zoom meeting, please visit stnydmr.net. That's Sierra Tango November Yankee Delta Mike Romeo.net. You can also find us on 73.net. That's Sierra Echo Victor Echo November numeric number 3.net. This net will prioritize short time, mobile, in and out, or emergency power stations, followed by NetLogger check-ins, followed by voice check-ins. We currently do have 2 stations I would like to have checked in here, so the net would like to recognize N3OJP Mick and N2RWK. Start typing it in right now as I'm talking. N2RWK Ed. All right. When checking in, please give your call sign, your name, and your location. So let's take a standby for any stations that are short time, mobile, in and out, or emergency power. Please call now. All right, nothing heard there. I did see KC2 HSU Chris had joined in through NetLogger, so the net would like to recognize him as well. All right, let's open it up for any station that would like to check into the STNY Digital Voice Net this evening. Please call now.
N2 NRA, Cliff and Waverly.
All right, and we have N2 NRA Cliff, and actually I keyed up at the same time as NE2W Ed, but I'm assuming Ed you wanted to be checked in. So, all right, let's see if there's any other stations that would like to check in this evening. Please call now. All right, nothing heard there, so we will kick things off with announcements. If anybody has any announcements for the net this evening, please call now. All right, no announcements, so let's move on for questions. If there's any questions for the net this evening, please call now. Okay, nothing heard there, so we will go in for comments. And so I gotta scroll down for the net topic this evening. The net topic this evening is daylight savings time. How are you adjusting to losing an hour today? And your thoughts on the push to make daylight savings permanent. So no more spring forward, fall back. We'd always stay at a constant time. And I'd like to thank Ed, NE2W, for the net topic this evening. All right, top of my list is N3OJP. Mick, how was your week there?
Hi, good evening, Frank. Everybody on the net. The change of time doesn't bother me, whether it falls back in in the fall of the year, November, or we move up an hour. Uh, I'm a morning person anyway, so I'm usually I was there's a net that I get on at 7:30 on Sunday mornings. Well, I'm up anyway, so the time change doesn't matter. Just today it started a little bit earlier. Yeah, I should keep it the way it is now, with this daylight savings time. I don't like it when it gets dark at 4:30 in the winter time. I know. I think way back when with Pennsylvania, it was for the farmers, so they would have more daylight in the morning. But they adapt. They got lights on their vehicles now, so it doesn't really matter. Pretty good week, busy. I know one of my wire antennas come down in a windstorm 2 weeks ago, and the cord broke. Actually, where I had it tied off, I threw one tree, then tied off on another one. Well, the other tree fell over. It wasn't real big, but enough to snap the cord. I wanted to make the actual wire for the antenna longer. It was only 65 feet. I wanted to at least double it and maybe go a little bit more. Well, I've got a Charlie Brown pine in the way. Let me catch a break here. So this pine tree isn't the best. It's kind of scrawny. I don't know. It's probably a good 15 feet. It's not real thick. So I'm going to cut that down. I did manage to get the line up through the one tree where I'm going to through a tree limb where I want to pull the wire over, and pretty lucky. I think it was the second cast. So all them years of fishing paid off. So I'll get that back up. I like the wire antennas. I got pretty good luck with them. In fact, I use digital modes quite a bit, FL Digi, and I worked whales. One afternoon, it was late afternoon, about 4:30, and it was on 20 meters. So I just happened to pop in. I seen a signal, so I got back with the guy. And we've had nice weather. I had to pick up my daughter from Florida this morning. She was down there for a few days, and she had a little bit of a shock. Of course, it's so cold out. It's what, 35 here, something like that. So, and very windy. But yeah, daylight savings time. Leave it alone, as far as I'm concerned. Leave it the way it is now. Frank, back to you. W2FJH N3OJP.
Hey, very good there, Mick. And yeah, I'm just kind of the way it's always been for me. But I do see, we're one of the few countries that actually do honor daylight savings back and forth, and yeah, it would be it's already pretty dark at night already, so it would be a little darker, I think, at night if we didn't do it. But all right, N2RWH Ed, how was your week?
And to RWH. Oh, not too bad here. And I guess the net topic, I'd like to see them make it permanently this way. So, kind of glad the rain stopped when it did. Last night, probably would have had a little, not drainage back up a little bit. The drain, usually when it rains so much, no worse for the water to go, so likes to get up, start backing into the basement. So it didn't do that. Just was up and down a little bit last night. All the time to just make sure this didn't. So, and it's good. So hopefully we'll. Looks like after we get past Monday's a little bit of snow and this and that, we're all good, and looks like we're gonna have another good week. So back to you, Frank, and to our WH.
Hey, very good there, Ed. And yeah, my ground here, I know it's a little soggy. and I know a few folks have been saying the river here in Owego is high. Nothing in the flood range or anything like that, but they said that the river has rose up quite a bit with all the rains we've been getting. So, all right, next on my list is KC2 HSU. Chris, how was your week?
KC2HSU, good evening, Frank, everyone on the net. As far as the time change, I will feel that for the next 2 or 3 days. I don't feel it too much on the day of the change, but I tend to find that the couple days after hit me. So I used to be for a few years a part-time 911 dispatcher, and we loved spring forward because it was fun watching the clock turn from 1:59 to 3 o'clock in the morning. Now working when you put the clocks back, it wasn't that wasn't cool. But something I remember from those days. It's been a while now. Other than that, just really nothing too much to report. I had some fun putting together a Google map for the Upstate Talk Group 31361. Collaborating with the Seabridge owner for that. We put together a Google map that shows a visual of all the repeaters that carry that talk group full time, both on the Seabridge and on Brandmeister. Let me let this reset. So officially published that today in the Upstate New York DMR Facebook group, and shared it with a bunch of clubs as well to disseminate as they see fit. And I know I'm a very visual person. I'm sure some others are too on the net, and I like being able to pull up a map and see everything and go that way. So hopefully it's helpful, and hopefully it makes things easier too for new hams that get into DMR as we try to encourage the mode. Other than that, I think that's about it from upstate New York. Back to net control from KC2HSU.
Hey, thanks, Chris. And yeah, I took a peek at that. It's an interesting map there, and yeah, I was laughing here when you're talking about you're watching the clock at 1:59 and then it jumps at 3 o'clock. I never even thought of that. That was a good one. I might send it back to you there though, just to see how the baby's doing and if you guys are getting some sleep regularly now or if still getting up in the middle of the night.
Well, I appreciate that follow up, Frank. Yeah, doing well. He turned 4 months 2 days ago, and other than his skin on his forehead is having some issues, so he has a doctor's appointment scheduled tomorrow for, unfortunately, some shots. So hopefully we'll make sure we're putting the right lotion or whatever on the forehead. So it's definitely irritating him a bit, but other than that, he's doing well. He's usually up, goes to bed around 7, and he's usually up either up at like 2ish or 4ish, and he either stays up or he'll fall asleep for like a couple hours. So for 4 months old, not too bad, and very grateful. So, and hopefully it continues that way. Back to you, Frank, KC2HSU.
Yeah, very good there, Chris. And yeah, for 4 months old, that's great. And I just know it was a big like game changer for us we could actually sleep at night again. And she was actually sleeping. She'd still get up once or twice throughout the night, but still, it was better than the every hour. Basically going in shifts. The wife would cover her for the early morning, and I would take the late evening type thing. I think it was about 3 o'clock in the morning. That's when we'd shift places. So yeah, it was just a big thing when we could get sleep. And sorry to hear about the forehead. Yeah, so hopefully some lotion and things like that will help him out. So good to hear he's doing well though overall. So all right, next on our list is N2NRA. Cliff, how was your week?
This is N2NRA, Cliff and Waverly. Yesterday started out with an inch of rain, but is now on and off with snow and winds that are coming tomorrow, I guess. As far as daylight savings time, I wish they would make it one way or the other. That's for sure, permanently. And just for information, special event station N3 November 3 Papa is going to be doing a pie a special event from 10 to 80 meters. If anybody working at chef would like to get involved, I'm not sure if there's any other modes with that. This is N200A, back to net control, W2FJH. This is N200A.
Hey, thanks, Cliff. And I jotted down. I think I heard N3P, November 3 Papa. I thought you said you were doing a pie special event, but then you said HF, so I was a little confused. But maybe you could give some more detail, or is there a website or some information that maybe you could post on 7.3? That'd be great. But I'll hand it back to you there to see if there's a link for more information about this for anybody who's interested in looking it up.
Yeah, it's on the ARL website. It's 10 through 80 meters, and I think there might be some other modes there with that. And also, for information, Albert Einstein was born in 1879 on 314. So it's added with the pi, I guess. Back to you, Frank.
All right, thanks there, Cliff, and very good there. All right, before I get to my next station, let's take another standby to see if there's any additional stations that would like to join the STNY Digital Voice Net this evening. Please call now.
Good evening. This is NE2W Mobile.
Okay, I was about to get to you next there, Ed. Sorry, I did not catch that you were mobile. But yeah, we should have got you first. But while we have you, you're next on my list anyways. So fire away there, Ed. How was your week?
Well, thank you, Frank. And yeah, I was Portable 3 when I started. Now I'm Portable 2 in New York, traveling back. The connection's been in and out. It's been spotty, so I wasn't sure. But I did want to listen until I got to a place where I could pull over and talk. It was a good week. Spent Saturday down in Scranton. Uh, my youngest granddaughter had her 2-year-old birthday, and had all the families there. It was great, and saw everyone. I drove back. It heavy rain all the way back. Oh my gosh! But it wasn't bad. It was nice. All the cars traveling north on 81 slowed down to about 50, 55. It just bugs me when the weather gets bad and people don't slow down. But it was a comfortable drive coming back with everybody slowing down a little bit because of the weather. And today we were out in Bradford County just hanging out. Uh, Daylight savings time. I wish it would just stay daylight savings time. It doesn't make sense to me in the fall when it gets dark earlier to make it get even dark earlier. And I know it's a problem for schools being dark in the morning. We'll just, start the school later. Fix your own problem. Don't change everybody's clocks, if you will. Uh, but that's my opinion on that. And I like the map. I looked at the upstate DMR map. Very nice. It's good to see that capability. Uh, I guess my only question, they're all tied to the talk group, so if you come in on one repeater, do you go out on all of them that are connected? I guess that'd be a question I have. Other than that, hope everyone has a good week. This is NE2W.
Hey, thanks, Ed. And yeah, I'm kind of in the same because I've always worked on computers too, so that's always kind of like a weird thing when you're looking at logs and then that day was daylight savings and well was it 2:15 after daylight savings or 2:15 before? It's always a little odd thing that happens with the daylight savings, and sometimes we've had a few problems before about daylight savings that we didn't realize were a problem until daylight savings actually hit. So that's how it goes sometimes. But yes, to your question, I would believe that if you came in on the upstate talk group 31361, you would go out to all of the repeaters that have that as static. But I will go back to KC2 HSU if he's still around to confirm that. So KC2 HSU, Chris, you still around?
Yeah, yep, KC2HSU. I'm here. My internet must have blipped, so I had to switch the hose line to hear some of the transmission. What's the question?
Yeah, there's no problem there. Ed was asking. He liked the map that you had pointed out of all of the repeaters. That I believe they're all the repeaters that have 31361 as a static talk group. And Ed's question was, is if you came in on one of those repeaters on the talk group, would you come out all of them? So I believe that's the question Ed asked, but I'll follow up with him afterwards to make sure. But I'll hand it over to you there just to confirm that you go out on 3636. Sorry, 31361, the Upstate New York talk group. It will go out to all of those repeaters on that map.
Yep, that's correct. So that map encompasses both the New York State Sea Bridge, that's privately owned and managed. That's got about 9 or so repeaters, and then I included all the Brandmeister repeaters that I know of that I could find that carry upstate statically on one of their time slots. So that is correct. If you tee up on upstate um, talk group, it's gonna transmit on all, I believe, 14 repeaters at the same time because they're static. Yep, that's correct. Let me know if there's another question or a follow up. KC2HSU.
All right, very good there, Chris. And yeah, I'll hand it back over to Ed there. Hopefully, we answered your question.
Yes, that answered it. They're all tied together. They're all networked together. So if you go in on any given repeater, you go out on the talk group and the other ones. They're all tied together. That makes sense. I know some other arrangements, like you said, if they're not static, you might go into a repeater and then you got to key in what talk group or whatever. But that clarifies that for me. And thank you, Frank, and the other gentleman. This is NE2W.
All right, very good there, Ed, and safe travels for the remainder of your trip there. All right, this is W2FJH with the STNY Digital Voice Net. I've reached the end of my list, so we will see if there's any additional stations that would like to join the net this evening. Please call now. W2FJH.
This is W3TEZ, Ryan in Buffalo, on the 444375 machine, full-time hosting 31367. Sorry guys, I'm late to the party, but I'm here.
All right, then I would like to recognize W3TEZ Ryan. And Ryan, no problem at all. You're perfectly in time there. Um, I haven't made like the final call or anything. Usually, wow, you really cut it on the edge. No, we haven't made the final call yet or anything, so you're perfectly fine. Just in case you missed the net topic this evening, we were talking about daylight savings time, how you were adjusting to losing an hour today, and your thoughts on the push to make the daylight savings permanent, or i.e., no more spring forward, fall back. We all see at the same time, regardless of the season there. So I'll hand it over to you there, Ryan. W3TEZ, this is W2FJH with the STNY Digital Voice Net.
W3TEZ. Well, I wouldn't mind the daylight savings full time, but it would take some getting used to because, like all of us on here, we've been used to that. Switch the clocks back, forward, whatever the heck it is there. We've been doing it all our life for as long as we've been doing it. And to just get used to a new process would take some getting used to. I wouldn't mind it. I don't mind extra daylight. Um, but as far as daylight savings kicking in, it's eroding my Sunday. Then it's made my day go by a lot faster. So, but other than that, just chilling out here. It's kind of been a lazy Sunday here. It's snowing out and very cold. I know we probably got a little dusting of snow. It just started this morning. That's about it. Just doing some stuff around the house and playing a little radio here. W3TEZ.
Yeah, very good there, Ryan. And yeah, I was kind of thinking to myself too, man. Sometimes I'm getting old, like because if they do away with daylight savings time too, I'm going to be telling Lillian when she's older. Oh, back in my day, they had this whole thing of daylight savings. She'll have no idea what I'm talking about. So, just like the whole thing of VHS tapes and cassette tapes, the ones that you can actually spin with a pencil. Sure, kids nowadays they have no idea about the older technology, but hey, it is what it is. So, all right, I have reached the end of my list, so let's open it up for any additional stations or any stations that have checked in with any additional comments, questions, or concerns. Please call now. All right, hear nothing then. We might as well wrap things up here. So I'd like to thank Nick, Ed F, Chris, Cliff, Ed K, and Ryan for joining me this evening. We'll be returning this talk group back to normal amateur radio use. Everybody have a great and safe week there. This is W2FJH, and I'll